Hi, I'm Andy Schmuckler, host of this series I'm calling A Better Human Story. And my specialty is some big picture views, but with the nature of what was going on in America right now, when we're about to choose between democracy and fascism, like a lot of other people, I'm more focused on what's going on at the moment. One of the things that's going on at the moment is that, at least so I read, I'm not an independent source of information about this, is that the polls, when you see polling averages or something like that, uh, they are being skewed by the inclusion of a lot of polls that the Republicans are sort of dropping into, polling these battleground states, uh, in order to make it look like Trump is stronger than he is. Now, I hope that that's right, but uh, other than the fact that credible people, a couple at least that I've seen say it, are saying that that's like Simon Rosenberg is, saying that that's skews the picture. And he also says they would, if they weren't worried about what the real situation is, they wouldn't be going to these lengths to put out a dozen polls that are basically propaganda messages. And I was thinking about, what the Republicans, what the Trumpers get out of making him look stronger than he is, and it is something. But then there's something that it occurs to me that the Democrats also really get out of it. So let me articulate what the two things are, and ask the question to which I don't really know the answer: is which side benefits more from this latest Republican falsehood of distorting the picture in the polls, assuming that that's valid. Well, what the Republicans get out of it is, we know that people feel stronger and more like marching into battle when they think that their cause is doing well. I mean, I can feel my own rise and fall of my energies depending on how discouraged I get by some bad news and how encouraged I get from good news. I can see that there's greater strength that they would put into their base by the thoughts of, we're winners, man. We're up and coming. The election is moving toward Trump. Well, okay, well, there is that. But then there's the Democratic way of doing hope, which is, ever since the Kamala Harris campaign began, she's characterized us as the underdog. No matter how good things have ever looked for her, um, they've always emphasized how difficult it is, and all the messages, like from Rosenberg and from Robert Reich and from, they're all saying, you know, you know, don't boo, vote, get out the vote, keep working. We have to. Rosenberg keeps on saying, I think we're winning, but we haven't won yet. So big emphasis on the passion to fight the fight, continuing, running hard all the way to the tape. And nothing bothers me more than when I see somebody who has a record in their grasp that sort of starts slowing before their chest hits the tape. But anyway, that's what we're getting. And when the Republicans make this race seem, maybe, I mean, I hope it's closer, not as close as it looks. But when Democrats see that it's still up for grabs, even if maybe it would be less up for grabs, that helps that motivational thing, because the Democrats have had this huge outpouring of volunteer energy and donations, and people writing postcards and knocking on doors and making phone calls, and a ground game all over the country that looks very impressive, and people showing up for these rallies. So the idea is that maybe the Democrats are benefiting even more than the Republicans from a false picture of closeness. Well, or it could go either way as far as I'm able to understand it. So that's the question. And I think we should make use of let's make sure we run through the tape. And if we need to be more worried in order to do it, well, then maybe the Republicans with their lies in this case are doing us a favor. Well, thank you. Like, subscribe, promote, whatever. And go to my website, a betterhumanstory.org, where you'll find things all the way from these kind of nuts and bolts analysis of the immediate political situation integrated with a larger picture of the nature of the forces at work in our human world and what we are challenged to do about it. One big thing we're challenged to do is defeat Trump and the Trump party as soundly as we can. I hope it's not close. I'd love to see a blowout. I mean, it would be one of the peak experiences of my life if we could get some kind of a 60-40 election. I know nobody's saying that that's a possibility, and maybe it isn't. I used to think it maybe was, but everybody I respect seems to think it's but there's been a piece lately that about 27% of the American electorate thinks this is going to be a landslide. More Republicans think that than Democrats. The world they live in has been a false world for a long time in a lot of ways, so it's not particularly surprising. But I do think that the degree of passion on the liberal side, if this is a turnout election, they say that turnout can make a difference with 3% or something I read. Couldn't it be bigger than that? Well, if it could, if the passion on the Kamala Harris side of the divide, the pro-democracy side, if that passion, that greater enthusiasm can translate into enough of a turnout difference, well, maybe it could be not so close an election. Thanks.